Check 4, testing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Silverberg, and Evie and Ed put me on here as acting as master of ceremonies tonight. I want to say this. This is a beautiful setting here at the Bahama Beach Shore Club, and there are 58 friends, very dear friends of Evie and Ed and their family on their 25th anniversary. This room that we are now in is facing the ocean. It is a beautiful setup with flowers, with a replica of an angel, and a 25th, when I say 25th, a mocking 2 and a 5 birthday, beautiful white flowers. I am sitting next to Janie, and next to Janie is Evie is the waiters just for a moment, please.
Our Heavenly Father, on this day filled with joy, our hearts turn to Thee in gratitude. On this anniversary day, the 25th silver anniversary of Edward and Evelyn Goldman. As they reminisce here with friends and family over the wonders that the years have wrought, we pray Thee that their happiness through the silver years may be increased and turned through Thy divine alchemy in the many years ahead into the fulfillment of all of their golden dreams. And so, in the words of our fathers, we repeat the benediction of our people. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechionu v'kimonu v'higyonu lazman hazeh. Amen.
On your 25th anniversary, have a wonderful time. Wish you were here. Wish we were there. Love, Betty, Leo, and the girls. Who's that? Who is Betty Leo?
And my sister-in-law, Hannah.
Oh, that's your sister-in-law, Hannah. Well, good luck to you, Hannah.
Jolly good luck.
Jolly good luck. Mr. and Mrs. Goldman, congratulations on your 25th wedding anniversary. May this anniversary lead to a golden one with golden years between. Ida and Ed Arthur, Sandra and Donald Arthur. May I repeat that again, please? May this anniversary lead to a golden one with golden years in between. Thank you. I withdraw that. Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman, Bahama Shores, congratulations. We wish you many more happy anniversaries. Gert and Al Bardo. That's from Cleveland. Mishpacha to my wife. Mr. and Mrs. Goldman, hold for arrival, it says here. Care Bahama Shores.
Where's it from?
From Chicago. Congratulations, best wishes to Goldman's Incorporated on their 25th consecutive happiness dividend. Hazel, Lester, David, Stephen, and Janet. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman. Many happy returns of the day. Signed, General Ike Eisenhower, President of the United States. Congratulations. This is from Providence, Rhode Island. I forgot to mention the name of the towns previously. Providence, Rhode Island, congratulations on your 25th anniversary. Have a wonderful time. Wish we were there. Love, Betty, Leo, and the girls. That probably is a duplicate of the other one.
Must be some relative.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is one for Mrs. I'm very sorry, from Illinois. To Mrs. Ed Goldman, congratulations, best wishes. Happy you voted for me. Sorry I lost, but love you just the same. Adley Stevenson. I don't know why they put it for Mrs. From St. Petersburg, Mrs. Ed Goldman, best wishes. They'll call on you later. Best wishes on your anniversary. May you have many, many more happy ones. Warren Weil, St. Petersburg. Weil. From Wisconsin, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman. I made the grade and you know it. Best wishes, Mr. Joe McCarty, Senator of Wisconsin. Boo.
One for my sister Essie.
Mr. and Mrs. Goldman, well, I'm coming to that. Phone, this is a phone to Bahama Shore Yacht Club at 345. Congratulations, many more happy, healthy anniversary. Love, Bud, Lou, Ellen, and Jeff.
Tell them who that is, Joe.
Los Angeles, California. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman, congratulations. Wait a minute. On your silver anniversary, may we all be together in good health and happiness on your golden anniversary. Love, Sadie, Sedell, Jean, June, Doris, Norman. From Chicago. And all the ships at sea. Oh. Congratulations on your 25th anniversary. May this anniversary lead to a golden one with golden years between. Mary Lou and family. Marie and family. From Chicago, from Glencoe, Illinois, Buzzy and Alice. From Chicago, Illinois, Aunt Sarah. Last but not least, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman, a large size now. Dearest Evie and Ed, congratulations and all our love on your silver anniversary. We would like nothing better than to be with you to help celebrate this happy occasion. Remember us to all the gang. Have a drink on us. Love and kisses. Essie and Ham. For the benefit of people that don't know Ham, it's kosher. He is Evie's brother-in-law, Ham and Man. Okay, let's eat the soup.
Oh, where's your soup?
All right. From Tucson, these just arrived and handed to me from Tucson, Arizona. These are flashes. Congratulations on your silver wedding anniversary. May this lead to a golden one with golden years between. Love. Ethel, Vera, Manny, and Linda. That's Evie's niece. From Chicago, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Goldman. Dearest Evelyn and Ed, congratulations. May your silver anniversary lead to a golden one. Love. Bess, Joe, Lucille, and Hi. Also niece and nephews.
My sister, Ben.
My sister. From Chicago, Back in 27, here's an odd one here. Get this. Back in 27, many years ago, our Evelyn and Ed tied the marriage vow. Now in 52, compared with Ike and Mamie, they are just as happy with Sanford and with Jeannie. Happy anniversary, love, Patsy, Jimmy, Marilyn, and Ed. Huh? Oh, that's her sister, Essie Mann, and his son and family. Is that right? Okay. To be continued if and when.
That really is a cute one.
That's the best one of all. Give him the prize. Listen, Miss Waitress.
All together.
Happy anniversary to you.
My, you can sing louder than that.
Anniversary, dear Ed and Abby. Happy anniversary to you. Bravo, Evelyn. Bravo. Very good, Abby. Very good. We'll elect you next time as...
Hurry up, Sally, you can't wait.
Mrs. Semper, Jenny's wedding, so have a nice affair.
I hope so, dear. Hope we all celebrate our 50th anniversary. Praise God.
I call it heaven, but there's more drugs in your champagne than there is to be water.
What do you mean, more bubbles?
No, there's the cork. You know, when the first one I opened,
I don't care for any more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ralph, take some more champagne.
Well, did you have enough champagne?
Yeah, give this young lady.
Have some more, Lil.
What I got.
Huh?
I didn't finish what I got.
What's the pressure?
This is nice cork.
Bubbles up.
Well,
I'll hand out to you. You want me to hand out? I mean, they all got some. You just pass them on. Then, don't forget to take it home. What's left? This guy just knows needs to be the leave it. How did you like that steak?
how was your steak, Lil?
A little too dry, wasn't it? Oh.
Pass the nuts, dear. Maybe someone wants some nuts. You have some down there, Jane? You're mighty pretty, Shane.
So are you, Mom? Hi, Erskine.
Hey, Dolly, this is Isaiah.
Oh, is this your daddy?
Nice party, Ersk.
Yeah. Are you enjoying yourself,
Yes,
Jim?
Dad.
Yeah. How are you, Bobby? Are you enjoying yourself, Jim?
Very nice, dear.
Dad?
Thanks
Very
for the
nice.
orchid, Paul.
Jane said, thanks for the orchid, dear.
You're welcome.
I knew it looks good now.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you. How are you, Elba?
Betty, how about you? You drinking your champagne? All right. Okay. Who, me? Oh, no. Not now.
Betty looks very good. Betty don't look any older than she did 25 years ago. Looks a little stouter, maybe. But she don't look any older.
You can just talk like natural.
Joe's taking plenty of pictures tonight. I hope they turn out good. Should have had a photographer here. Careful with this car there. You love this centerpiece?
I don't think
Blue is so complimentary. Blue is so complimentary. Thanks.
Don't talk about it. They're recording it. I have everything I want.
Oh, Rich. Really? How was the steak? How was the
I
steak?
want to kiss her right on the nose.
How was the steak? The baked potato all right? Sure? All right.
Yeah, but you want. You're not even drinking. Don't worry about the bill. I'll help you take care of it. Drink. How's that?
Eat, drink, and be merry, huh?
I'll help you. I'll donate $2 towards the
You
deal.
drink yourself.
I hope you'll be able to drink, dear.
We'll make up for that. Don't worry about it.
You and
I tasted.
You taste it?
The only thing I want you to remember, for Christ's sake, don't let me down on the gold. I want to be
We
here.
won't. I got a
here.
lovely card.
And
I got a lovely card from Joy and Jerry. A real nice anniversary card.
Don't forget, I want to be
All
number
right, I hope you'll be right there.
I'll be there.
First
I'll invite you
we'll
to
celebrate my daughter's wedding first.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And I promise you one thing, honey, that guy don't treat you right, I'll kill him.
Okay.
That's right, Uncle Joe. One step at a time.
All right. Look at us. How many brothers have you got?
25
Have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, listen, Bully, you want to take a ride with
wait a minute, let me finish it. Ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of minutes, please, and then I know we're all in the gay mood, but just give me a couple of minutes offhand, if you don't mind. Just we'll put it down as a courtesy proposition. I'm very happy to be here tonight. I don't know, they always put me in as, you got that now? As Toastmaster. I'm not much of a Toastmaster, but I'm very happy to be here tonight to say a few words. You close that door, somebody.
Louder!
I will, just close
I
that
bet
door.
$5. What's the matter?
Now wait, I will come to that a little later, Frank. Especially the couple that we're honoring tonight. Evelyn, just a minute, will you, Frank? I'll give you a chance in a few minutes. Evelyn and Ed Goldman, 25 years married, St. Petersburg people.
Think it was easy? You crazy.
Just a few minutes, will you, Frank? One of the main things here tonight that I'm very happy is I want to call your attention to the fact and it's very seldom do we, when I say we, practically any one of us, will honor, just a minute, will you, Frank, just a courtesy, just 2 more minutes. Now, wait a minute. Now, I think Goldmans are entitled to it. Just a couple of minutes. Very seldom do we have a gathering where people are honoring a 25th anniversary that they have the pleasure of having 5 or 6 couples, 10 or 12 people that are here tonight that have been to their wedding 25 years ago. And I believe that is one of the reasons. All right, Phil. I believe that is one of the reasons why they put this table here in front in the E shape, because the people sitting here, the good friends of the Evelyn's, of the Goldmans, are all or part, I believe all, 2, 4, 5, there's 10, I think there's a couple of more, that have attended Evie and Ed's wedding 25 years ago. Now there's something to think about. We're not going to have much of any speech making tonight. All I do ask is a courtesy to the Goldman, just a couple of minutes more, please. We're not going to have any speech making tonight. However, on this honored occasion, I would like to call on a few people. I'll put it this way, one in the family is all right unless the other wants to take a bow, especially to the 5 couples that were here 25 years ago at Evie and Ed's wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet you've just been notified that Sal Green, Sam Green's wife, has been to the wedding too. Oh, just Sal, I beg your pardon. I couldn't get that through my... Good enough. Now I'm going to call on these people. Just a minute, please. I'm going to call on... I'll put it this way. I'll call on the husbands of these people to say a word or two. I don't know who to call on first. Now wait a minute. Just a minute, please.
Do you want to cut the first slice, or do you want?
Just leave it there for me. Not to show any partiality, whether it's Frank or Sam or Harry Evelyn or Meyer, it reminds me... Oh, just a minute. Give a little courtesy. It reminds me of a story I heard the other night about First. Heard it at the Serena Hotel. George Washington... Frank. All right. George Washington was first in peace. Listen to this, please. Only take a minute. Maybe you can tell this to somebody sometime. George Washington was first in peace and first in war. First was fellow countrymen. But he married a widow. The end of the story. What I'm trying to do is bring out the first. However, I'm going to call on a man that we all admire in this community and attended Evie and Ed's wedding 25 years ago. A man and his wife were very fond of. And I know he's fond of the couple here that we're honoring tonight. I could go on and talk about this man, but it's not this man's turn tonight. So I'm just going to call on, let's give a hand to Mr. and Mrs. Sam Evelyn, if you don't mind, please. All right. Sam, want to say a word or two?
That's all right. We'll catch up.
All right, Sam. Give Sam a chance, please.
As Joe said, this is indeed an honor and a pleasure. There's plenty I'd like to say, and there's a few jokes I would like to say too. But I will say this. Here's a toast to a couple of swell G's, as they say in the jewelry trade.
Thank you, Sam. Yes, and by the way, I said it just for the men, but I said if any of the ladies would like to say a word, it's very kind of Evie Evelyn. Please, give her a chance.
Well, I just want to say that I remember Ed's face the day after he became engaged to Evie. And he was so thrilled and so happy. I didn't think any man could ever look happier than that, but I'll be darned if he doesn't look even happier today.
That's right.
Very sweet, Evie.
Very well
It's the
said.
truth. It's the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to give a little hand to another couple that has been here 25 years, that has been here longer than 25 years, but think it over again. Being at their wedding 25 years ago, a swell fella and his wife, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Meyer Weinstein. Let's give them a hand. Now give her a chance, please. Give Al a chance first.
I will be the spokesman for the family. I want to say that 25 years ago, it was just a pleasure to see this young couple married, and I remember it just as vividly as if it had happened yesterday. And Ed and Evie look younger today than they did on the day of their wedding 25 years ago. Sweeter, if that can be possible, and they are a couple that we certainly adore, and we hope that you will have many, many more happy anniversaries.
Thank you, Ella.
Thank you, Ella. We have another couple here who have been here for more than 25 years. That has joined the ranks of this wedding march 25 years ago. A man and lady we all like, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Harry Mogul. Let's give them a hand, please.
It was so long ago, I can't remember.
It didn't seem that way to me.
Here's to you, Eddie and Eb. May we all be together to celebrate your golden anniversary.
Thank you.
Many, many happy years.
Thank you, Harry.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a man that might be a little, I won't say full of liquor. Also, we're glad he's here tonight to honor Ed and Evie, because 25 years married, none other than Frank and Alice Rabin. Let's give them a hand.
Yes, I want a long speech from you now. You wanted to have the floor a long time ago.
Never mind, Temple Terry. Thanks very much. Mr. Toastmaster.
Yes, sir.
I noticed he called on me for last, you know?
No, I didn't, no. Harry Fiblin, Betty and Harry.
After all, that guy said I was drunk. I'm not drunk. I want to know I'm not. That we all reminisce and we try to bring back memories, but I remember that night or the day
Not tonight.
The day, please.
I'm supposed to be tight, but I'm not, so I'll say day. I remember the day when Ed first kissed Evie.
Go ahead, Frank. Very good. Very good.
And I just want to say, I just want to say at this time that I want to wish Ed and Ev the very best in the future that I know that they have had up to now. And I only hope that that we all be together in the next 25 years, that we be together and celebrate their 50th as we are here tonight.
That's right.
To Ed and Ev.
Thank you, Frank. And by the way, Frank Raven treasures this very much. And he said, I'm going to let you have it, Joe, and you got to give me back personally. Here is a picture taken, how many years ago, Frank?
30 years ago.
30 years ago, before Evie and Ed were married. By the way, I don't know, Ed didn't have no hair then 30 years ago. Frank had a nice head of hair. That's when they were both single. And on the back of this was, I'll pass it along if it's okay with Frank. It says...
He wrote it to Alice.
He wrote it to who?
Alice.
He wrote it to Alice. Were you married at that time?
No, they
weren't married. He was boy chumming with Ed.
They were real estate.
That's where Ed made all that line there. Anyhow,
much to our sorrow.
What was the name of the
on the back, he wrote this to Alice. He says, this bird,
the
listen to
GNR
this.
Realty Company.
This bird is Ed Goldman, jeweler, next door to me. He is on the lookout for a girl. Can you get him one? There's a picture of both. You want to pass it along? Hold that till later. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to go along quickly here. Next, ladies and gentlemen, a very fine, loving couple, and I wish them luck, a lot of luck, especially their son is overseas, studying to be a doctor. And also, we're at the wedding. I can't get over the fact that see people here that 25. You don't see that in the big cities as a rule. You don't see, excuse me, 5 or 6 couples. None other than Betty and Harry Fiblin. Excuse me, before you say a word or two, Harry, just inform that you can say this, Evie. I'll call on you later, but say this here. That's interesting.
I said Ed was one of the hoopie holders at Harry and Betty's wedding, and I was a bridesmaid at Betty's wedding, the Huntington Hotel.
Isn't that a wonderful thing to see? Okay, Harry, quiet. Give him a chance, will you?
And Ed, you haven't changed. For 25 years, you still look the same, and I attribute that to the boiled milk with the 2 eggs in it, 2 balls.
I didn't get that. I was thinking something else. You attribute. I beg your pardon.
Malted milk.
Malted milk.
From his drugstore.
Oh, you had a drugstore?
Yeah. Let's go there. Harry had a drugstore right next to it. Every day I'd go in there religiously.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're here, said Frank.
Just a minute, please. Frank. There are 2 more people in here tonight. 3 more people in here tonight. Just a minute, please. Frank, give him a chance. Let's get through quick. One, I want to apologize. I forgot to mention none other. He wasn't married then. None other than Sam or Sal Green. Let's give him a hand.
Mrs. Kistler.
I will. I got you. I will.
He wore short pants then. He sure did.
I remember Harry's drugstore because I used to help him out some Sundays.
He had short pants. He's still wearing short pants.
Give him a chance,
please.
Frank.
You know you're wearing short pants.
Frank, give him a chance.
Frank, please. I remember when Mr. Edward came to St. Pete after the First World War, and he had been a man who had been in Paris, knew his way around, and then when he came to St. Pete, he met...
selling Jenny pictures?
No, he met Evie the doll. And he used to tell me how lucky he was when Evie said she was going to marry him. And I think that Ed knows that he owes all his success today to nobody but the doll who's sitting there.
Thank you, Sam. I just want to say a word or two. Sam Green, or Sal, we call him. I don't know, the attorneys call him Sam. Big deal. Sal. Well, anyhow, he mentioned about he just come back from Europe. Is that right? And it brings me back to the story that I had the tip with this Ed Goldman, by the way. A couple of years ago, we visited four different countries in 7 or 8 days, and he knew the ropes, going back to what Sal said 30 years ago.
What did I do? Know the ropes.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, just a minute, please.
Boo.
There are two more. Just a minute, will you, Frank? There are two more people here tonight.
BC.
And I'd like to introduce, if they care to say. Frank, just a minute. Frank, give courtesy to the other people here, too. There are two more people here, two ladies in the audience. I don't believe their husbands are here. That also have been at the wedding 25 years ago, and I would like to call on a Mrs. Rose Kistler from Tampa. Let's give her a hand. Where's Miss Kistler? The lady right here, Miss Kistler from Tampa.
I'm happy. It's sure is a pleasure to be here, and I hope God says, Evie and Ed, it's a real pleasure being here this evening. I just regret that Helen can't be here with us, and Harvey, Dr. Whitmer, and my husband. We have enjoyed your friendship. I think it's been more than 25 years. And we just hope and pray that God will bless you with continued happiness. And here to celebrate your golden.
Thank you. One more lady that has been here, been to his wedding 25 years ago, a Mrs. Harry Goldman. Where's Miss Harry Goldman, please?
I'm sorry that my husband's not able to stay here tonight with you. But I want to tell you something. On the night Eddie was married, my husband had an invention. He had to hold up the cat. He was all dressed up in his tuxedo and left his feet home on the piano. That is a fact. He was so embarrassed standing there in evenings. And all out of his invention. But I want to tell you something.
You listening?
He also went to Mr. and Mrs. Harry Fivlin's wedding at the Huntington Hotel. Betty and Harry, we attended their wedding also. But I'm going to tell you, uppermost in our minds, Ed and Effie's wedding, I'll never forget how she was standing there with her bouquet. Aunt Ella and I thought the ceremony would never end. Poor Effie's bouquet was going like that. But I never saw a happier couple in my life. And I'm only sorry my husband is not able tonight to be here to enjoy this festivities, which I'm telling you is very nice, very nice. The decorations, everything was the best.
Thank you.
And I wish that they have all the happy years. My husband and I, Merchisham, may we live and be well. In 4 years and a half from now, we'll celebrate.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a few people here tonight that I don't want to brag or boast, I give pictures to, but I've given some pictures I've taken this stereo. And I attribute to one man here, who I'm going to ask to say a word or two. I'll put it like they do in the Salvation Army. At one time I was a drunk and so forth, and finally I got salvation. I'll put it this way. 2 years ago, I never took a picture in my life. And now, since a man that I'm going to call on showed me one of those sterile business pictures. I've taken quite a few pictures, and I enjoyed it as a hobby. And I'll introduce you to a high-class fellow, a brother-in-law of Evan Eddy, none other from Chicago, Mr. Ralph Grossberg.
Yeah, I will. That's quite a distinction to have saved Joe's soul by teaching him to operate a third-dimensional camera. I'm sure, however, that it's caused him to record such wonderful subjects as the two people we are here to.
Who wants to look at
Give him a chance.
Frank, that's all right. I'm used to putting when they talk and bribing when they talk, so you go right ahead. You have a good time. What I have to say is particularly addressed to my lovely, wonderful sister and my brother-in-law that I am very proud of. I don't like to put in the in-law because I consider it a privilege to consider them my brother and my sister. And it isn't just an ordinary relationship. It's something very unusual to get as close to in-laws as I have grown close to Ed and Evie. They've meant a great deal to us, to my wife, and to all of us who are in the family. They are representative of the things that I think should go to constitute our Jewish lives and round them out sufficiently to distinguish us other than the mere fact that we've been able to accumulate certain worldly goods. They have accumulated the affection of you people here in Florida. They have accumulated the affection such as I have never seen, the relationship between father and son and mother and son and mother and daughter and father and daughter. We all love our children and we express ourselves in different ways. But you can't help but particularly admire the relationship and the unusually strong tie there is in this family. And they have enough affection left over for us and for you folks out there and for the people that need it and deserve it in the community to aid this local community in their various endeavors. In other words, they're unselfish. They give of themselves. They participate in the temple, the kind of people that I'm proud of to love and to have as a sister and a brother. And I certainly consider it a rare privilege to be here today, and you know that I wish you Godspeed and every kind of happiness and success in the future.
Thank you very much, Ralph. And speech, you hit the right spot. And I want to say that you so far, you're the only one that's got everybody's undivided attention. Now, as we go along, the next people can say a word or two. We want to shorten this up. We're running a little ahead of schedule. We'll go along. I'll introduce if they care to say a word or two. If not, it's okay. But I would like to hear from one of the Jess sisters, none other than Lil Grossberg.
The Jess sisters.
One of the original Jess sisters.
This is a surprise on me, Joe. I really can't add very much more to what my husband said. It's our joy and our pleasure to be here on this grand occasion. And, well, what else is there for me to say but that I love them all, and I hope that I also can be here when they celebrate their 50th anniversary.
I want to say a word or two before I introduce the next person, that Evie and Ed are very rich people. Very rich. Now I'm pausing for a minute after I said very rich, please.
How about a sin,
Now I hope I can get the attention just a minute, the same as Ralph Grossberg did. When I say very rich, I don't mean in money.
Oh, that's good.
I mean that people are rich when they can have a gathering, these wonderful friends that they've had and cherished for 25 years and more. It's sometimes friends worth more than money. Thank you. And next, ladies and gentlemen, none other than a man is sometimes a little backward in coming forward and saying a word or two, a little shy, but a grand fella, none other than Evie's brother, Harry Jess. Let's give him a hand. If you just take a bow, it's okay, Harry.
Well, it's needless to say that I wish Ed and Evie many more happy and healthy years in their wedded life together, along with their dear children and their future grandchildren.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a couple here, newcomers here in St. Petersburg, but loved by everybody, and I had the pleasure of being at their 25th anniversary right in the same place about 3-4 weeks ago, where they had practically the same amount of people. And I know they're fond of Evie and Ed, and Evie and Ed are very fond of them. None other than a charming couple, Mr. and Mrs. Marion and V. Ross. Let's give them a hand, please. Yeah. All right. I do know. Give them a chance.
I hesitate to say this evening due to the fact that I am a newcomer. When you're a newcomer, you hear a lot of things, a lot of gossip.
Tell everything.
And a lot of that you wonder about. And I thought there'd be no better place than to ask here this evening if it's true or not. I heard just a short time back that when Evie and Ed were married, the first night they went to the hotel, they walked into the room, the kinder, I'm sorry. They walked into the room and they saw twin beds. Ed says,
Think so. No twin bed.
I also had another man in today, and he says, I hear it's Eddie and Evie's 25th anniversary today. I says, yes. He says, Mr. Ross, he says, please, what's the 25th anniversary? I says, the 25th anniversary, I tried to explain it to the gentleman. He says, the 25th anniversary is, I said, the 25th anniversary is when a man and woman has lived together for 25 years. He says, oh, yes. He says, now he's marrying her. Caca find a man.
Now he's marrying her. 25 years.
We also think you're pretty swell, Evie and Ed. And we hope you have many, many more years, and we hope we're at your 50th.
Going along the line, if there's anybody I call on, just take a bow, it's okay. If they want to say a word or two, it's okay. I'm sorry I neglected it in going along to the family and introducing Ed's sister, a very charming woman, Mrs. Ida Mersham. Ida Mersham, please. She's out. Ed's nephew, Mrs. Ida Mersham's daughter, son, I should say, Sidney Mersham.
All the happiness in the world, Ed.
Thank you. Ed's charming sister, none other than May Benjamin.
I do want to say that this is indeed an evening of happiness to us. Ed has always been a marvelous brother to us all and to his parents when they lived. And may God bless them, him and his wife Evie and their children, with long years, healthy life, and happiness and peace on earth.
Thank you. Another one of Ed's sisters, Mrs. Anna Lobel.
Well, I just wanted to tell you folks, I recall the incident when Ed and Evelyn came up to New York when they were on their honeymoon. And we were anticipating this event, and we were just waiting, and all of a sudden we heard the car stop, and we were living in New York City in these apartments, and we hung out the window so far that we almost fell asleep. And finally they arrived, and what a gala event that was. We enjoyed. We didn't even want to let them go back to the hotel. They wanted to stay with us. And we had a wonderful time while they were there, and we hope all their lives they'll be just as happy and gay and enjoy with their children as they did on their honeymoon.
Thank you.
Enjoy with our
A
children.
very dear
for the
friend
rest
of
our lives.
Evie and Ed, Mrs. Fry. Where's Mrs. Fry? Lady right here, you want to take a bow, Miss Fry?
I do wish him loads of happiness and hope that we should all leave the week that does there. Golden wedding.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me now a lot of pleasure introducing a young man here that is a nephew of Ed Goldman, not only because he's a nephew, but he's a coming young man. A man that made it, a young fellow that made it the hard way, and he's going along, and I can see his future, or I'll put it in the near future, that he is going to be one of the top civic leaders, top businessmen, professional man in the city of St. Petersburg, a man that we all like, a young fella. I only hope, though, that he gets married pretty quick, because he's a good catch for some girl. None other than Dr. Philip Benjamin. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you, Joe. When you say I'll be the top, I wonder if you mean the top on top here or top like Uncle Ed. Seriously, though, I think that I'm more fortunate than most of you. I had two fathers. First, my own father, and then when we moved down here to St. Petersburg, Uncle Ed. And in everything that I have, what little I have done and what little I hope to do, anytime there's any question in my mind as what is right or wrong, or proper or not proper, I always think of my training there in the Bell Jewelry. And that usually ascertains what my actions would be. Someone said tonight in the other room, they said, gee, Evie acts just like a bride tonight. Someone else piped up and said, yeah, but will Uncle Ed act like a groom? We don't know. We don't know. Most people have said 25 years. We'll meet again at the golden anniversary. I think that's too short a time. I don't know what comes after 25 or 50 or 75, but we'll all meet again on happy occasions just like this.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil. I'd like to ask just to take a bow, a trusted employee of the Goldmans for a number of years, none other than Mrs. Gertrude Allen. You'd like to say something? You're perfectly in order.
I know all of you people have known Mr. and Miss Goldman many more years than I have, but none of you could be any happier for them on this occasion than I am, and wish them more and more happy years together.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a couple here that haven't been at the 25th anniversary, but I know they're very deeply fond of the Goldmans, and the Goldmans are fond of them, and I'm fond of them myself, except one thing: when they play gin rummy for me is a little too tough for me. None other than Mr. and Mrs. Al Esrick. Let's give them a hand, please.
Sit down.
Down now?
Sit down. No?
Well, listen, they call on the ones that were here 25 years ago to enjoy, to celebrate their
Just the
wedding
newcomer. The guy's only been here
I just
24
want to
years.
come a little late, just a few years late. But it's been an honor and a pleasure to know Ed and Evie, and I am sure everyone in here is proud and happy to have Ed and Evie as a friend, because we all know they're an asset to the community. There's nothing that Ed or Eddie themselves wouldn't do.
Give them a chance.
It wouldn't help us all and the community, regardless of who or what or when. And it's sure a pleasure to be here, and I hope, instead of talking about the 25th, I hope that we'll celebrate something sooner than 25th, that their children's wedding day. When one of their children get married, or both of them.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lady and man here, very responsible lady and gentleman, a good friend of Evie. Now you know that Evie's a good friend of this couple that I'm going to introduce now. And I believe that someday that he'll be a civic leader, and I hope he does in St. Petersburg, as he's done a lot for jewelry here, and he's done a lot, and I know he'll continue. A good friend of mine, a good friend of everybody, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Abe Goldman.
All I have to offer is health, happiness, you and your family for many years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a man with us, a very also responsible man in this community, Mishpacha of the Evelyns, who is here tonight. His wife isn't here. A man that we all are trying to like and know we're going to like, and I hear that he's probably going to live here in St. Petersburg, and I hope he does and joins us all in our community, none other than Mr. Siddico.
Central Plaza. Central Plaza.
Keep it quiet.
Very happy to celebrate the joyous occasion. I also hope that we'll all be here together on your 50th anniversary.
To run this through kind of quickly, none other than another couple that is well liked by Evie and Ed, and Evie and Ed like them, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Luke Kaufman.
Evie and Ed, whatever wishes you got here this evening, Fran and I wish you triple.
That guy's good. He wants to play in spades, that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man that's got sand in his shoes. Just a minute. A man that's got sand in his shoes. When I say Florida sand in his shoes, a good friend of mine, good friend of Evie and Ed's, and they are reverse friends of each other, and living here in St. Petersburg part of the time. They're going to live here all the time. None other than Mr. and Mrs. Dick Schneider.
Well, as I said before, Ed and Evie, Ida and I wish you both many happy years. And I hope we're here to celebrate your children's weddings and so forth and so on.
Thank you. Thank you. Also a good friend of the Evies. I know they're happy to have him here tonight. A couple here that everybody's fond of. Mr. and Mrs. Harold Gray, Major Gray.
Ed, Sylvia and I want to add our solicitations and hope that you have very many years of happiness.
A man, ladies and gentlemen, that played gin with Ed and I the other night, but Ed don't like it too well because he knocks too quick. However, is a good friend of Evie and Ed, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Bob Abrams.
Evie and Ed, with all the wishes of the folks here, as to your life, I believe both of you will live longer than the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that Davy Affin isn't here tonight. His wife is out with a blonde in New York. However, his wife is here if she wants to take a bow. None other than Vivian Yaffin.
I wish you many years of happy married life.
Joe, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a moment, please. There's a lady in the midst here tonight who it gives me right from the heart. I feel very.
Don't break down.
I nearly want to break down, but I don't want to break down. I'm very happy she's here tonight, and I know the Goldmans are very happy. None other than Ann Berkman. You don't have to say hi, Ann. That's all right, Ann. Just you can sit right where you're at, Ann. Don't get up. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the prima donna, so to speak. when I say prima donna, the head lady of the show business. And a girl we all like, don't get me wrong when I said that, none other than June Krasner and Bob Krasner. Let's hear from
One at a time.
Give her.
The single thing that I can say other than Eddie and Ed for my idea of a perfect radio check.
Thank you. I don't want to overlook another gin player, ladies and gentlemen. None other than a good friend of Ed, and Ed is a good friend of him and his wife. When I say Ed, I mean Evie. None other than Stoney, Mr. and Mrs. Morris Stone, his wife. Thank you.
That's the guy that killed me last night. He killed me last night.
Mrs. Stone and myself weren't able to be at Evie's and Ed's wedding anniversary, but we're happy to celebrate their 25th anniversary. But it seems like I've known Ed and Evie for at least 50 years. And I hope to know for a whole lot more, and I hope their future will be very, very happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a moment, please. We have with us a man here tonight that has been here a short time. When I say a short time, maybe close to 5 years.
Yeah. Well, who are you talking to?
Well, just a moment, please. This particular party that I'm going to introduce, I'll ask your undivided attention just for a moment, please. Frank, will you do that for me, courtesy? Reverse position, I do that for you. This man that I'm going to introduce now is a man that we all love. When I say him and his wife, this man and his wife, he is not only our spiritual leader, but he has gained our confidence, and we have gained his confidence. And he is well liked by everybody in this community. It's proven the fact that Evie and Ed attend I don't want to inject the temple right now, but they do attend the services very regularly, mostly Evie. And there must be a reason for it. And I believe one of the reasons is, as he's inspired Evie and Ed and some of our other friends here in the community to attend his services. And I want you to meet a scholar, a man that we can counsel with, not only as a spiritual leader, but any other advice, well loved, well liked here in this community, none other than our loving Rabbi and Mrs. Michaels. Let's give them a nice hand.
Thank you, Joe, but I'm here strictly incognito tonight, and I don't own up to any of the things you said about us. Ed and Evie and dear friends, I wonder if there's anybody here tonight for whom the sound of Ed and Evie fails to ring the bell. You don't get that. Bell jewelry. All right. You've heard many versions tonight of the history of you got it, the family of Ed and Evie. You saw the picture there that was taken some years ago. But I want to give you the official lowdown in the who's who. As I read it about the Goldman family, the who's who of St. Petersburg. I looked it up in the library this morning, and it says about Ed and Evie as follows. That some years ago, a very innocent and naive co-ed from the University of Illinois was escorted here under the proper chaperonage to the wilderness of St. Petersburg. She wandered out on the streets unescorted one day. That was before the times when a girl could call for help from any of the green bench cowboys. That's all right, let him have his fun. And there she found lurking dapper Ed Goldman.
He had boots on. He had on his boots.
Evie was never the same, and neither was our villain who since became the hero in the Goldman family.
Two-gun Ed, they call him.
Well, Evie never went back to school. You can imagine her condition.
Never started. Never went there. Never started.
Don't get the wrong ideas. But seriously, friends, certainly you people who were present at the wedding recall that that was the beginning of one of our finest families in St. Petersburg here. And their record has been one not only of importance to their relatives and intimate family, they have taken their place in our community at large. And so Evelyn has blossomed out in these years to be one of the loveliest of the majorettes in the community chest. Majorette without baton, fight for each other, and they have been right for the community and for all of us. And so I say, may God bless you, Evie and Ed, and your children, and may all happiness and blessings be yours.
Thank you, Rabbi Michaels. We are coming to the near end now. Before I call on any of the family, I want to apologize for neglecting to call on a couple here that is very well liked here in this community by Ed and Evie, and they are reverse, none other than Dr. and Mrs. Hill, Harvey Hill. I want to apologize for not calling on you before, Doctor.
It's a pleasure for us to be here, Ed, Evie. When I think of the nickname that Ed picked up in the last few summers, I look at his family and I can see that the name applies to them as well. Ruthie and I do wish you lots of health, lots of happiness, many, many more years of pleasure with your two children.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the, well, I don't always say dessert or not, but the finest, the fine. We're coming to the end nearly. And I want to introduce a person, excuse me please, that I believe one of the finest young ladies in St. Petersburg. Not only a charming girl, but an educated girl. And her father and mother saw to it that she educated. Now she's a teacher in a high grade in school. And a girl that I think some of you people here that have been here 25 years or more know her when she was born. Now, that's another pleasure and a mitzvah to be here tonight, to see people that were at Evie and Ed's wedding, and also to see this charming girl, none other than dear Janie Goldman.
Thank you, Uncle Joe. I'm very, very happy to be here because I think I have the most wonderful.
Compose yourself down. We all know what you mean.
It's all right, darling.
It's all right.
Thank you.
It's all right, honey.
Janie, we know what's in your heart, and you did all right. And now we come to the stronger part of the family, so to speak, the possible football player, baseball player, athlete, that is going to University of Florida, to Gainesville. Also a young man that everybody in this room knows, when he was born and bar mitzvahed and breast, what you said, anyhow, some of the old timers here, none other than a good-looking boy, and we all hope that he's here when he gets married. None other than James for Goldman. Give him a chance, Frank.
I'm very happy to be here tonight, folks, to help celebrate my mother and father's 25th wedding anniversary. I want to thank them very much for all the many things that they've given me throughout my entire life. And I want to say that I think I'm a very lucky boy to have, I think, one of the swellest mother and fathers in the whole world. Thank you.
That's what I call one man's family. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the fruit of the loom, so to speak. I don't want to introduce this charming lady, our host here tonight. You all know her, you all love her, none other than dear Evie Goldman.
I thought Joe was going to spare me this. Usually I know what to say, but I have such an awful lump in my throat. I think I'm as bad as Janie at this time. I know she had something very nice to say and wanted to say, but she just couldn't get it out. And I sort of feel that way myself tonight. But I'm so happy and grateful that all my dear family and dear friends can be with us tonight. And I only hope that the rest of our family could have been with us, my dear sisters and brother and all of our family and my husband's family and Helen Whitner, who was in Tampa, who was operated on shortly ago. She was my matron of honor, and I'm only sorry she couldn't have been here tonight. But I know her thoughts are with us, and she did send me a very lovely telegram, and I think, Joe, this is one that you happened to overlook. I'm awfully sorry, and I'd like to read it. May I have your glasses, dear? I'm sorry. 25 years it does to you. I didn't have to use them 25 years ago.
They even look alike.
Dearest Ed and Evie, heartiest congratulations on this year's silver anniversary. May health, happiness, prosperity be with you and yours through your golden anniversary. I am thinking of you and toasting to you tonight. All my love and kisses from your matron of honor, Sister Helen, and sons, Harvey and Ted. And again, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. It's been a wonderful, happy pleasure for both Ed and myself, and I hope that you'll all be with us for many more happy occasions, I hope, in the near future. Thanks.
Before we call on the last speaker, I believe most of the people know about Evie. Plain English, she's a smart girl. When I say smart, a lot of people don't know her, new people in this community. She is one of the few Jewish girls here in the city that are termed as a leader, not only in the Jewish community, but in the Gentiles, the different civic clubs, such as, I believe she was president of the National Jewish Council. She's now on the board of the Florence Crittenden Home and the Child's Care Committee, and they're active in the community chest, which plays an important part in our lives. And so I could go on from time to time. But before I call on Ed Goldman, I've been reprimanded here by one of my dear friends pointing at me, "Why didn't you call your wife?" they said. So I don't know if she's embarrassed. However, I'll ask Helen to stand up.
I'm not embarrassed, but after all Joe has been saying, I'm afraid to say one word. All I want to do is wish Evie and Ed many more years of happiness such as they've had in the past.
Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, you all know who we're going to ask now. The adorable doll. But before I say a word or two, whatever I said about Evie goes for Ed. He is one of the few Jewish leaders or young men, I won't say old, men in the community that has done a lot for civic work and charity work in this community, not only now, but he can go back many, many years when he served on the different chests. He's now, I believe, president of, secretary of the Merchants Association. He's treasurer of this, he's vice president of that, and he enjoys his work. A man that we all love. Let's give a nice rousing hand, none other than our dear friend, your friend, my friend, everybody.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, one thing, if you want to have people talk nice things about you, just have an anniversary dinner. But anyways, Evie and I feel very happy. Very happy that you folks here are here to help us celebrate this occasion. I remember 25 years ago when we were married, and I look back to those days and I see these fine people here that were there at that wedding, and it makes me feel very happy that you're all here to celebrate with us. And I want to just say that there's so many things that have been said about us, but I can't find very much else to say. But anyway, that while 25 years seems a long time when you just think about it, but to me 25 years married to Evie, it don't seem long at all. That's the truth. It don't seem long at all. Well, there was a lot of other things I wanted to say, but I don't know if I could say it now. Thank you. Well, anyways, we can all have a toast.
Sing a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Ed. Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Watch this kiss.
Shut up.
Hey,
Let's see you kiss now.
Mazel tov.
Well, now, I guess we could go.
Hello, baby.
Just a minute, please. Ladies, I don't give a boy about me. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the young lady has asked for the floor. Give her a chance, please.
Oh, she's gonna. I've composed myself now, and I'll just pretend that you're my school children, and then you won't frighten me at all. Really, folks, I just want to tell you that you can't go to the bathroom now. Uncle Frank, you must stay after school for that. Well, I just want to tell you that I'm very happy and really very, very lucky to have such wonderful, wonderful parents. And I guess you all know that they've given me everything that parents could ever give their daughter. And most of all, they've been a wonderful inspiration to me.
Okay. No. Let's go on the other one. Well, what do you say, let's dance? What do you say, let's dance?
Anniversary song.
Now everybody dance.
The bride